Okay, so I saw this on Twitter. It says R&B took its biggest hit when people started singing words like, and then I'm not gonna say it because I don't want this video to get like shadow banned or anything like that. And then I saw this tweet which kind of expanded upon it, and it said TBH mainstream R&B has had a bunch of missteps over the last decade and a half maybe. And it said excessive cursing, bad storytelling, and lazy songwriting, completely abandoning R&B veterans, rappers on every remix or single, lack of bridges, and no more fat or dark skinned stars. And yeah, I co-sign this. Excessive cursing, yeah, that's definitely a big thing. And yeah, I'm not against, cursing or anything in songs or anything like that, but I definitely think that it's not something that's needed in every single song. And excessive cursing, I definitely can agree with that point. Bad storytelling and lazy songwriting, absolutely agree. And I just hate whenever you walk away with a song and it's just like, it wasn't really catchy, it was very repetitive in kind of a bad way. And that's definitely something that I feel like we're seeing all the time on here. So that's definitely something that I would most certainly agree with. It's just like, what happened to the real yearning in R&B from the men? What happened to the men that could really sing the house down? We don't have a whole lot of those, or at least in the mainstream, and the ones that we have for the most part are problematic. Chris Brown, don't even get me started on him and his crazy fan base. Trey Songz, awful person and everything like that. And I'm trying to think of like the other main R&B people. Giveon, I don't really think that he could sing and stuff like that. So it's kind of just like, what happened to real yearning and all that stuff, and just really talented singers who could bring the house down. And the male R&B has just not been good. It's a whole bunch of these bitches ain't shit, fuck them and all that stuff. And that's basically the main storyline. Like, I don't know what happened to yearning. I don't know what happened to that. And lazy songwriting, yeah. And I remember there was a Division song that came out, I think it was like 2 years ago, and I think Jermaine Dupri produced it and something like that, and he got a lot of backlash for the song. People weren't messing with it, and these R&B guys just aren't hitting. It's not hitting. So we just have to focus on what the women are giving us. And I feel like the women have been pretty good. Obviously, like, we have SZA. I love SZA personally, and what she's been able to do with alternative R&B and her confessional songwriting style and stuff like that, I think she's been fantastic. So I really enjoy her. She's got a lot of hate for her vocals, which I can understand. And she's had performances that aren't great. I will definitely say that. I feel like she's improved at least. Whenever I went to go see her in concert, I enjoyed it. I get the whole critiques with the cursive singing and all that stuff for sure. But, I think SZA can sing for what it's worth. I think that she's great at songwriting and great at storytelling. She's had hits with a Kill Bill, for example. Love Galore was a hit as well, so you kind of had moments like that. Summerwalker has been extremely successful as well. Playing Games was a hit. She's had other hits as well. I like her new single For What It's Worth. So you have that. Ari Lennox, I don't really think she's as popular as the other two, but she's had some buzz. Coco Jones, for example. So we have R&B women who are successful and I think are making good moves through the genre, but I'd say SZA is probably my favorite. Completely abandoning R&B veterans. I don't really have a whole lot to kind of extend on to that point. I will say that rappers on every remix or single, certainly agree on this. They do not need to have a rapper on everything. I think that there's times where we can just have an R&B song be an R&B song. Like, there's multiple times where I've just listened to a song with the feature and it's like, okay, it was basically giving me nothing. Go girl, give us nothing. Okay, like for example, whenever Summerwalker did her song X for a Reason and she had JT on it, what was JT providing on that song? Oh wait, JT wasn't providing fucking shit. I am so sorry. I just hate when you listen to a song and you enjoy it and then the feature completely comes in and just ruins it. And people are saying this about whenever SZA released Open Arms, or like Travis Scott did not need to be on there because what he was saying didn't really pertain to what she was talking about and everything. And he was talking about ops and all that stuff, and that's not really what SZA was talking about. So you had that moment and stuff like that as well. Even in a Doechii song, What It Is, I remember whenever that song came out and she got a lot of pushback because she wanted to have Kodak Black on the song, and we were like, no, we don't fuck with him, okay? And I hate when they do that. They get their fan base and then they put somebody on there who the fan base doesn't really like. So she got a lot of backlash for that. She released the solo version of What It Is, and then that was really popular, and that has more streams than the original version and everything. And Doechii's not an R&B artist, so I'd say she's more of a rapper and everything, but that was for all intents and purposes like a pop R&B song. So we didn't even need that. She got a lot of backlash on it. The solo version was what got everybody moving, and we didn't have a video for the slow version, so that's not necessarily something I got. Coco Jones just released a song recently, and I think Future was on there. He added absolutely nothing to the song, and so yeah, I definitely agree. Like, sometimes we just need to have a song be a song, and I just hate whenever songs get ruined by basically purposeless features. So this is definitely something I would co-sign. Lack of bridges, absolutely. Summerwalker's new song More Than a Woman that I was just talking about, it didn't have a bridge, and I feel like it needed that to kind of break up the monotony. So I think that is definitely a strong thing that we need to have more. The bridge is often something that takes a song to a next level, and it kind of goes back into the lazy songwriting part and stuff like that. A lot of songs need bridges to just break up the monotony and add something to the song. So we kind of had that as well. No more fat or dark skin stars. Yeah, absolutely. That is always something that we're going to need more of. We're going to need people who can sing the house down. We're going to need more representation and all that stuff. Back in the day, there was Kelly Price and, successful people like that. So you kind of had that. So I think that these are things that also kind of tie into it as well. Another thing that I really wish that we had on here kind of is just like lazy singing. I feel like that kind of falls in here as well. And also the fact that a lot of these people are using Melodyne, auto-tune, and just like drenching that in the song. Like Summer Walker doesn't need that in her song. She can sing perfectly fine. I don't know why we're doing that. And some of her singing performances kind of feel lazy to me. It's like, wake the fuck up when you get in the studio. Like, I don't really know what else you want me to say, So I think that that's also something that kind of bothers me. I think some of the singing and just the productions in terms of the vocals haven't necessarily been up to par as well and everything. So I will definitely say that. I just feel like R&B has just not always been the best. I think there's definitely been songs where there was a lot left on the table. There's been artists where it's like, we don't really give a fuck about them. Like, stop pushing them. Stop trying to push her. We don't give a fuck. I am so sorry. I remember when she was walking around wearing all those glasses and then she was like, I'm going to take off the glasses because everyone wants to see the real her. And you see how nobody moved? Because we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We didn't give a fuck before and we don't give a fuck now. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Her is so boring. Her is so boring. All she's doing is Alicia Keys, Prince cosplaying. That's it. At least they were interesting. What can you say about her outside of her music? You can't say anything because she's boring as fuck. Oh my god. Like, I just had to get that off. I just had to get that off and everything. So yeah, I just feel like there's a lot more that mainstream R&B can accomplish, and we can have some more positive representation and some more stars and everything. And I think that we definitely do have some people that are holding it down in R&B, as I already mentioned with SZA and Summer Walker and other stuff like that. But male R&B has been on the decline, and I think that that's something that we need to talk about. And all these other bullet points I thought were completely excellent as well. And I think that there's definitely something that needs to be said about the performance side. Kind of like I was saying earlier, a lot of these new artists and performers in general just are not really giving. And that's something that I also made a video about. And I'm tired of accepting subpar performances and all that stuff. So that is something that I'll also add to the conversation. Summer Walker's performances leave a lot to be desired. They do. I think she's got better. But when it looks like you'd rather be performing a surgery than performing, then I think that that's an issue. So let me know, what do you guys think of mainstream R&B? Do you think that it's been falling off? Do you think that it's still good? You just have to go in and find those underground artists and stuff like that, and you can't just look at the mainstream? And do you think it needs room for improvement? Do you think it's a label issue? And I'd kind of like to know what you guys think. But I thought that this was an excellent way to kind of describe what's been happening. And so let's continue that conversation.